Alright. What's up, everybody? We've got Rogue in the top left side of the map and OLIVEIRA in the bottom right side. It's the big LiuLi Cup. LiuLi? I don't even know how to say it. It doesn't matter. I'm excited because OLIVEIRA is the king of late game. Well, maybe not the king, right? That's probably Maru. But second behind Maru, he's very good at late game. And he's really optimized his openings to get to late game very well. He played amazing against Raynor back in Dallas. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see a big like OLIVEIRA versus Raynor or Serral match at EWC. I would have loved to see that. But yeah, his late game TvZ is optimized. So I wonder how he's going to play against Rogue. Is Rogue going to play the mass changeling shenanigans? Is he going to go for the troll stuff? How does Ollie deal with that? Because I think Ollie's very like clever. I don't think he's as fast necessarily as some of the other Terrans, but he's just so organized and he does so much practice. Like OLIVEIRA really feels like he's not a very talented player compared to some of the other top pros, but he's very vocal about the fact that he thinks some of them are lazy and he basically just works a lot harder than pretty much every other pro. And I'm like, he's like, you know, it's not like he's crapping on them when he says that, but he's just like, oh, these guys, if they worked harder, they would beat me every time. And maybe it's like, some people are like, oh, he's being fake humble or whatever, but I do think there's an element of truth to it. We'll see how it goes though. Rogue, also a very clever player. Never really been a grinder. I've heard that Rogue's main practice for tournaments involves playing MapleStory for 12 hours a day. I don't know if this is just a rumor or a meme, but apparently like Korean MMOs that are 20 years old is where Rogue spends most of his gaming time. And then he just like watches a game or two, comes up with a new strategy and like wins tournaments with it. It was enough to be the greatest player in the world in 2017. To be fair, even at his peak, Rogue had these massive like highs and lows where he'd win a massive tournament, and then the rumor was that he wouldn't practice at all for months afterwards, and he'd just bomb out in the first round of GSL the next season. And you'd be like, what? You looked unstoppable last season. He'd just lose to like his random all-in wouldn't work, or like he'd die to a simple timing attack while being greedy, and you're like, what? So Rogue's always been like, that's the thing that's kind of hurt Rogue's legacy, where if he had maintained his peak skill level for like 3-4 years, it would be very hard to argue against him being, I think, one, greatest player of all time. Though, I don't know, it's still hard because Serral's been so consistent. But I think it would be a closer race between the two of them. Nonetheless, OLIVEIRA gets a Zergling, but early creep tumor comes down. Link speed's on the way. Third queen coming out already. This delay on the third hatchery is irritating. Terrans have got so good at doing this, and it's just, it's such a big delay, man, on your lava, your production. Whoa! Is that my computer crashing, guys? What the heck is going on? Freeze of the century. Wow. I mean, the recording's still ticking. I think we're good. Okay. I apologize for that, guys. A bit of a lag spike there. That was really strange. I don't know what just happened, man. Anyway, third command set is there. And we'll see how we go. Reminder to check my hard drive after this cast and make sure I clear out some old files. I don't know if that's my SSD's getting full. It's like, oh crap, I can't find more space in the filing cabinet or what? So one Zergling, third hatchery's delayed. This is the big advantage for Terran on Oceanborn, is you can delay the third. The second one is the fact that you can turtle on 3 to 4 bases really well. And once you get a planetary on this ridgeline, you control the center of the map very easily from there. So I talk about that planetary a lot because it's one of the most important parts of this map. And it's just huge. Like you get 4 bases here, you have a planetary on the ridge, and then you start setting up a sensor tower here. You could just control the whole center, and especially because these ledges and these site blockers, really hard for Zerg to engage in these areas. But of course, if it goes to late game, you're gonna have to deal with Rogue spamming changelings and Lurker Nyduses at you. Chat's theory is I have too many files in that special folder. The adult folder? Yeah. The one on my desktop labeled homework. I legitimately had a friend who had that. We were having a little LAN party where everyone like brought their laptops and computers over. We were like 16 or something. And my friend went to the bathroom and I'm like, oh, let's see if I can find his folder. And I went on his computer and then I'm literally like, I open up like my computer or whatever, and there's literally a folder there called homework. And I'm like, dude, you gotta be less obvious than this. I already knew the moment I double clicked it what I was gonna find. And I was like, mate, come on, you can hide it better than this, mate. Like, come on, man. He comes back from the bathroom. We're all laughing at the adult videos that he'd been perusing as a young man. Anyways, Banshee and Marines are going to be getting rid of the Overlord there. The Hellions are still roaming around. They got a few creep tumors, but not overcommitting. Did he go Cloak? Yeah, so this is actually a very typical opening for Oliveira. Like Cloaked Banshee. He's going to go double upgrades, 3 racks behind it. You know, very standard play for now. And actually, he's going 5 barracks straight away. Now, remember, Oliveira said if you want to play late game, you should go 4th command center before going 5 racks. The reason he's not doing that is he's playing Rogue. And Rogue is very prone to just all-inning, right? You never know when Rogue's going to throw just a massive attack at you. So he's playing a bit more standard. And this is because Rogue mixes in so many crazy all-ins, he does force players to play a little bit more honest against him. And this is something which people forget about. When we get focused on just playing the perfect, most efficient game, we forget about the psychological factor and the gain you get from being unpredictable as a player, which Rogue absolutely is. It forces Oliveira to not cut corners. He can't go for that super fast 5-minute 4th command center that he loves to do on this map. Ooh, Banshees, let's go. Banshee gets itself 1 drone, make it 2, make it 3. Ooh, Spore Crawler almost goes down, but not quite. Dude, I'm loving the stories in chat. Multiple stories of executives, CEOs, and other business partners doing presentations and having pop-ups from LimeWire or the name of the drive being called dubious things. I am loving it. Wow, we just got a lot of fun stories in Twitch chat there. Banshee's rotating around. He's doing a good job. Like, he's denying the mining. He's just being annoying. You don't want to lose the Banshees, though. You got to keep these alive. Grabs the drone and pulls away. Really nice, clean play. Second factory's already on the way. He's building that out front and the 4th command center. So very standard play for Oliveira. And this shows the respect people have for Rogue. Now, Rogue's up on 80 workers. He's got good creep spread. I'd say this situation favors Rogue. Macro hatch is... Wait, is he building a macro hatch? No, 5th base. 5th base, no macro hatchery. See, Dark would have 2 macro hatcheries going by now, but Rogue is really pushing his efficiency to the limit. And I think it's because he senses Oliveira is going to play a bit of a slower game. If he can get some Hydras out before these Widow Mines get too much damage, that would be really big. Tech Lab on the factory for drilling claws. There is an Overseer coming around the backside, sees the armory, so he should know roughly that his upgrades aren't too far behind. Actually, 1-1 is already finished, so that armory is quite late. Ooh, here we go. Banshee's on the left side, trying to move towards that hatchery. Marine Mine, trying to hang out. Oh, beautiful spready for Rogue. And now he can go for it. Now he can clean this up. Bit of a mistake there. Oliveira should have quickly unburrowed those Widow Mines. He gets 1 decent shot on the Banelings, though. No spread on that side. And it looks like a Queen goes down, but both Banshees dying on the left side of the map. Oh, no. This is a good start for Rogue, guys. I think Oliveira is in danger of getting Maru'd. Getting Maru'd is a word. Now it's basically if you're playing, you go watch Maru in a grand finals versus Serral. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about where both players just kind of macro. It doesn't look like that much is happening, and then the Zerg A moves them, and it looks like the easiest victory of all time. Right now, Oliveira is not trading that well. Like, yes, it's positive, but he's not really indenting the creep. He's not putting huge pressure on Rogue. Rogue, though, is not going Hive. So, the 2-2 upgrades only now starting for Terran, though. No big upgrade advantage. That being said, 2-2 hasn't started for Rogue. Rogue's too low on gas. Rogue's got 6 gases, but he's made so much Baneling Hydra. Dude, Oliveira might be able to actually find some value. Because remember that when he plays this style, Rogue stays on Hydra Bane for a long, long time. And he's hoping you'll overcommit into him, and then he can explode on you. Infestation Pet only now goes down. Dude, where's the 2-2? He still hasn't started +2 Carapace. He's making more Banelings. This is really bad. Rogue's forgotten about his upgrades. That's going to allow Oliveira to get a big upgrade advantage. His 4th command center is morphing to a planetary. He's building a 5th command center. His drilling claws is now on the way. He's got more Marines and Mines coming, and he's clearing the creep on both sides. He's trying to make Rogue step out into the Widow Mines. Nice up pickup. Widow Mine shots. Oh, good spreadies from Rogue, though. Didn't quite fire on the first unit that tracked in. Here we go. Marine Hellbat coming forward. Oh, crazy move there. Bit too far forward, shoving into Banelings on creep. Widow Mine's not getting big hits. Rogue's cleaning things up pretty methodically. He's down 2,000 resources lost, so he can't do this for too long. No 2-2 on the way. Rogue's really not making any plays right now, guys. Okay, now we see what his plan is. Oh my god, Oliveira's not watching! Oh, a disastrous mistake for Oliveira. That was an incredibly slow reaction. Oh, that kind of looked like Kua was playing for a second. You know, Oliveira is normally faster than that. That was a big mistake. Baneling's going to find the mineral line in the south side. Baneling's going to find the mineral line. Big juicy hit. 16 workers go down. Does lift his 5th command center and survive. Only 60 workers left. But oh, the dive on the north. He's going to get the hatchery. Oh, the transfuses. Not quite able to save it. Medevacs do pick up and get out of there. Oliveira salvages a bad position by keeping it 4 base against 4 base. But he lost a lot of workers. He needs to rebuild those, and he needs to reassert a little bit of map control. Luckily for him, Rogue has completely forgotten about upgrades. Rogue has looked sloppy recently. This is what I'm talking about, guys. These are not the sort of mistakes you make if you practice a lot of StarCraft 2. In a game where he wasn't really doing that much, now he remembers and makes carapace. These are MapleStory player mistakes, 100%. I believe the rumor, guys. You've convinced me. People have been telling me he just plays MapleStory all day, man. I don't know. Maybe it's true. The upgrades are going to be pretty far behind. Ghost Academy's on the way. I'd love to see 3-3 start for Oliveira to continue that upgrade advantage. Marine Marauder on the left side. Hatchery's going to get cancelled. I love it as well, because there's probably one guy that was like, yeah, it's because StarCraft's a dead game. He doesn't care anymore or something. You're like, no, I heard these rumors in 2017 when Rogue was, you know, winning multiple championships, dominating in ways no other Zerg was able to at the time. Just Rogue things, guys. He's always had these like weird little playstyle quirks. I love it. Lurker ends up. I'd love to see Seismic Spines. He's really struggling for gas. This 8 gas now starting to mine. It's going to help him out. Oh, good hot pick up. Units lost tab is actually still 4,500 resources better value. Oliveira is trading really well. He does start +3 armor instead of +3 attack, guys. He didn't quite have the money to start both. Let's hope he corrects that, but he needs 250 gas. He only gets it now, and he does spend it on Liberators. He's also making Cloak for Ghosts, way less important than getting that +3 attack. But this is the reason I'm mentioning this is he might not realize he doesn't have it because so much is going to be happening for the rest of this game. Hydraling Bane coming forward. Marine Marauder trying to pull back here. Good spreadies. Burrowed Zergling. Dude, I love the Pervert Zergling. This is something I talked about the Pervert Zergling a bunch. And I remember I harked on about this like many years ago. And I even forgot about it. I was like, guys, we should always be burrowing Zerglings like deep in enemy territory against Terran. So that, because they're only going to be scanning on creep. And this way, they're never going to realize. And you just get so much vision. But I don't know, man. Zergs, we just get so busy with all the other things we have to manage. We just distract ourselves. Rogue's the one guy, though, is just like, hey, why not? Burrow a few Zerglings around, you know? Don't even use Burrowed Banelings. Just use it for the vision. Lurker's getting sniped, though. Good snipes. One Lurker does go down. Good spready here. Liberator on the front as well. Another Lurker gets sniped. Only one Lurker there. Where's the scan at? There it is. He's going to try and scan it. Could have probably just clicked on that one, to be fair. Massling Bane Hydra catches a full medevac in the south. That's a big catch. Planetary's looking exposed. Lingbane's going to jump on it. But the attack in the north is pretty strong as well. Oliveira is really good. Oh, and Rogue actually goes around the Planetary in the south side, guys. He goes around the Planetary and goes for the heart of the income. I love this move for Rogue. Really smart. Oliveira not mineral walking. His SCVs are going to go down in this third base yet again. And he's very clumped on the front right now. So if Oliveira gets jumped on there, he could be in trouble. Widow Mines. Some of them firing, some of them not. Spore Crawlers going down there. Nice snipes on the Lurkers. Good spreadies for Oliveira. He's got an army on the left as well. That drop is going to get cleaned up very easily. Picks up, it gets shot down immediately. There's Lings in the natural. There's Lings in the third. And Oliveira is taking a walloping right now. So much damage. And he feels like if he gives up this position, then he's just accepting a kind of defeat, you know, a deficit, a losing position in this game. But I don't know, man. I feel like he's got to pull home, clean things up. There's still a Burrowed Zergling in his natural. That's going to unburrow later and be a pain in his backside. +3 attack is on the way for him. +3 carapace now starting for Rogue. He's got +1 range on the way as well. Advanced Ballistic starts for Oliveira. How many orbitals does Ollie have? Only 3. So Ollie's short on scans for the Lurkers, but he's also just short on like money right now. He's squeezing in a few SCVs when he can. Planetary tank does defend the right side. Gets a few Banelings. That's beautiful value. Units lost tab is still 6,000 in the favor of Oliveira. And remember, as a Zerg on Oceanborn, it's so hard to take new bases. This hatchery, how do you get them up? How do you get these hatcheries up, guys? Rogue has not had a chance. This game's been too fast-paced to go Mass Overseer. If you're wondering, where is the Mass Overseer? He can't afford it, guys. He's got to keep reproducing his Ling Bane. Otherwise, he can't keep back the advance. Oliveira, not only sniping the Overlords, but getting a hatchery kill as well. Rogue's going to try and just do a regular Nydus Lurker, and then he'll probably add more Overseers as time goes on. Burrowed Zergling in the natural, now being spotted by a missile turret. That is hilarious. Oliveira can see this, guys, but he's so busy dealing with other things right now that he has not actually handled it. He does click something in his natural, but I'm not sure exactly what. Nydus Worm's coming up. This Burrowed Zergling doing so much to see where the army is moving. Oh, that Widow Mine. Not quite able to finish firing, though. Nydus in the back. Nydus in the back door. Oliveira, those changelings spotting for it. His whole army's there. His whole army's going in that direction. He should be able to deal with it, but it's the attack on the front at the same time. Look at this. The Widow Mines are all going to get defused by like Overseers and Zergling Spreadies. So this Hydra Bane could attack the third. So he's got to kind of split his army right now. But that means the Lurkers will get out. Good first Widow Mine shots, to be fair. He needs the Liberators to deal with this. Liberators are what deal with Nydus Lurker, guys. Clem said this is what shuts it down, and I think Oliveira agrees. He's going to counter drop 2 places at once. The Liberator's getting really good damage. Lurkers are annoying, but as long as he doesn't run his Bio Ghost into it, the Liberators will eventually deal with this. Drop on the left goes down. Drop on the right kills that middle hatchery yet again. Rogue losing so many hatcheries. He pops the Hydras out. He pops the Hydras out of the Nydus. Oh, he actually gets all 3 Liberators. Rogue once again. Dude, Rogue has been winning with Nydus Lurker in the back door for so many years. He comes back from the military. He's like, did you guys forget Nydus is broken? We're like, nah, it's not that good anymore. It's pretty good, but like, you know, it's situational. Rogue's like every game. Every game I win, I'm going to Nydus and pop Lurkers in people's back door. Well, like, oh, I mean, it'll get you a few wins. It's not a bad strategy, but like, you can't win every game with Nydus Lurker. Rogue's just like, hold my beer. Hold my beer. All right, maybe hold my soju. No, Koreans drink a lot of beer as well. Beer and fried chicken, soju and Korean barbecue, good combos. And holy crap, man. I think my favorite, what is the beer? You guys can help me out with it. Is it Cloud or something? There's a Korean beer and its marketing is brewed with 100% gravity or something like that. Is that's it, right? Maybe someone can remember the actual beer and the tagline. It's something like that. I remember I was at Korean barbecue, we got one and we were just dying laughing. We're like, yeah, it's brewed with gravity, man. That's amazing. Hatchery on the left side does get sniped down. Rogue still, actually, Oliveira is bouncing back supply-wise so nicely. That Nydus Worm's not going to get up. Oh, Planetary in the top right is exposed. I think Rogue should dive on it. Yeah, it's a lot of Lings. He can clean this up. There's only a few SCVs to repair. Planetary does not have building armor yet, guys. Building armor is a really important upgrade for these sort of situations. And you can see it's hard for Zerg to hold the middle. It's also hard for Terran to hold the middle. But Terran's being more efficient so far. It's not a mass orbital game. So Oliveira hasn't spent that much money on infrastructure. He's basically just like 3 orbitals. And if he can defend his 5 base against 5 base, he should win in the long run. But that is, oh, shoulda, woulda, coulda. SCV's getting hammered by Banelings. Did he just borrow Banelings in the mineral line and then unborrow them? What? I think he tried to detonate them and misclicked. Lurkers are getting cleaned up on the left. Oliveira defends the right and cleans up the left. What am I watching, dude? I thought that Nydus would screw him over so hardcore. But damn. Okay, Marine Marauder Ghost hanging out here. Oh, Lurker, Hydraling, gonna jump on top. Good ambush, get out of there. Oh, Ollie just lost a lot of units. That's a big catch, guys. Rogue just jumped on top. That's a really, really good patch. Remember, there's Widow Mines and Libs still left in the main base as well. This is the thing. If you start hitting him in his backdoor enough, Oliveira can't really gather his forces. The Hydras are going to beat those Libs, I think. It's close. It's close. It's close. The Hydras, they take out 1, 2 Libs. Can they get through the rest? I think they might just barely be able to overwhelm this, guys. More Liberators coming in. There's not many Hydras left. There's still 2 Liberators left. And it looks like Oliveira holds on. Wow. What a fun back and forth game 1. And guys, we do actually have an update from Twitch chat. Let me double quickly. We got to check that really quickly, guys. So we've got some updates. It is apparently Cloud Pilsener, and I have learned that apparently Gravity Brewing is actually a thing. Twitch chat tells us. Oliveira is so hot right now. He did invent the piano key Terran necktie, for those who don't know. So hot right now. And he definitely blue-steeled the shit out of Rogue in that game. Yeah, apparently Gravity Brewing is actually a thing, and Cloud Pilsener, I believe, is the beer, guys. Cloud with a K. Heck yeah. It wasn't a terrible beer. It was okay. I'm not really a Pilsner guy myself, but it's not bad. You guys should try it out. Support Korean beer. Not sponsored. Let's go to game 2. All right, guys. Very nice game 1 for Oliveira. His third base was left open a few times there. But I feel like, yeah, Rogue just couldn't quite get in for enough damage. Rogue's going to go gas pool. Okay, hello. Now, the reason why people like to go pool first variants is because, of course, that Reaper can come across, jump down here, jump across the other side of the map, get in there really early. So if you just go for a hatchery first, the Reaper can often kill a drone, force multiple spore crawler tricks, extractor tricks, and just be so annoying. Just boxing the worker line to warm up your hands, feel awkward on Amphion just to mirror anyone else. Yeah, it's a little bit more spread. Because normally they're like on an arc, like to the left or to the right. It's more of a square. This is more of a long rectangle. Which is good practice if it feels awkward, right? It just gets you used to a different shape. So this is something people often do at the start to warm up. My worst boxing is bottom right to top left. It feels so unnatural. Or pretty much every other side I can do somewhat naturally. Bottom to top always feels a bit more awkward to me. But both top right to bottom left, top left to bottom right is fine. Apparently, a lot of the Korean team houses in Brood War would teach you always need to box from one side, which is like objectively a bad habit. It's like, I'm pretty sure if pro gaming was like, you know, football size biggest sport in the world, we'd be actively training players from a young age to box from every direction. So you don't have to like, my mouse is here, move there, then box that. Like that's obviously a terrible habit. So you should always at least be able to box from 2 corners, preferably all 4 corners. But for me, I mostly do top left to bottom right and top right to bottom left. Yanko, thank you very much for the sub, mate. All right, we've got a Marine. Where's the reactor, guys? There we go. Reactor does come down. Now, Reaper goes home, and that's because the SCV saw that the hatchery was late. So he's like, oh, you could be coming over with Zerglings. So just the threat of it does keep him at home. But this is an insanely fast ling speed. So Rogue has committed a massive amount to this. In my opinion, he should pull this last worker off gas. Like, what's he doing? Oh, he's doing a Nydus all-in. As soon as this queen pops, he's going to make a lair and put 2 workers back on gas. It's a Nydus queen Zergling all-in, following up his initial Zerglings, I think. He doesn't have 150 minerals yet, but I would not be surprised if a lair starts up. Oh, hello! Even without showing link speed, he gets the Reaper. Oliveira with a bit of a doo-doo there. Oh, it's queen drop, actually. Overlord's speed is on the way. You still need to make a lair. I think the lair is more important than the Overlord speed because it takes longer. Unless Rogue's literally just playing this to scout. Oh, don't tell me you're just doing this as a scouting build. Oh, this is a very outdated build order. What? This is a... I mean, it's good that he's denying the natural. Oh, Oliveira thinks he's getting busted. Oh, this is bad for Oliveira. This works out for Rogue. Rogue just cancelled OV speed and then restarted it, guys. I think so we could squeeze in an Overlord and a few more drones. But the fact that you've scared Oliveira into not building Hellions is so good for you as Rogue. So good. He cancels his tank and then swaps around to build a new reactor. What? Oh, Oliveira's playing really... I think Oliveira's super scared. Remember what I said in the game 1 about how Rogue and the fact that he does so many different things makes him really hard to play against? I think this is that in action right now. Like, his build order is very inefficient on the economy. Very inefficient. Because he commits a huge amount to the early ling speed just to, like, deny vision. And then he goes Overlord speed to get his own vision. But because of that, he's only got a 6-worker lead. Like... Whereas I think he could have a much bigger one since there's no Hellion threat. He doesn't really need to build queens very early. He could be super greedy. A 3rd command center just now going down for Oliveira. Oliveira trying to hunt down the Overlord. Hard to get speed Overlords with non-stim Marines though. So he could push back the Overlord vision, but he probably won't be able to kill any of them, or not many. Does see an Overlord there. Surprised he's not going for them. He's going to go for this Overlord on the right side. Rogue's going double Evo. Very greedy follow-up. I like it. Really greedy follow-up. Oliveira not unloading. He's kind of idling that. 3 barracks are up. No double engineering bay yet, though. I'm getting the barracks before the 3rd command center. It creates a really weird flow of the build. I'm worried that Oliveira, because he's such a build order focused player, is going to play much worse when he's forced down a weird path. Those engineering bays are so late that Rogue could swarm him with 1-1 upgrades. I think this is really good position for Rogue now. I don't think he necessarily needed the Overlord speed, but, you know, I'm not going to say it's the worst thing in the world. It's just, we normally consider a ling speed opening into Overlord speed kind of bad because you're doing 2 things that hurt your own economy. So if the Terran just macros really well, like, you're kind of behind as the Zerg. Luckily, Oliveira has been... He hit a small supply block just before. His upgrades are very late. His 3rd command center is very late. He started building a tank, then cancelled it because he thought he was getting all in. So, you know, the mind games are what's working for Rogue so far. Let's see if there's some counter damage. Triple drop with Stim. Not bad. That's a lot of Marines, man. There's only a few Zerglings on this map. Oh, no. Oh, no, Rogue. He's being too greedy. Oh, you have to pull the drones. Never good when you have to pull the drones against Terran, but looks like the lings are popping out. Just enough waves. He hasn't lost any drones yet. I can't believe it. Going after the queens. Oliveira's going for broke. He went a bit too hard. He loses 2 medevacs and a lot of Marines. That favors Rogue. Because Rogue doesn't need queens right now. He's still got 5 alive. He's got his lings. His upgrades are going to finish, and you just threw away a lot of Marines and you don't have upgrades, and you don't have a wall off, and your third base is just landing, honestly, these Lings could run in and potentially just kill these Marines and win the game. Like, especially once 1-1 finishes. Drop in the main does pull back there from getting shot. Marines, they got Stim. He's got a few Widow Mines as well to kind of scare him away. But right now, Rogue has all the momentum. He can commit really hard if he wants, and he's going to. Oh, that's what I was talking about, man. He just doesn't really have an answer. He should not have been so eager to take the third. I understand why he was, but he already threw too many Marines away. Marine drop over here, trying to push back an Overlord. Viking does finally find an Overlord sniper. Is that like the first Overlord that's died this game? Marines letting the Zerglings in. Remember, they're 1-1 Zerglings. They're a big problem. 4 Overlords have died this game now. Looks like some creep gets cleared up over there. Oliveira fought back really hard in the last game. Can he do it in this game? Rogue has not droned his 4th base. If Rogue really wants to play a longer game, he should be droning that 4th base. He's making a Hydra Den, Burrow, and 2-2. But Rogue has got to fix up his mining because he's missing mining in his main massively. And he's missing gases right now. So Rogue's economy's in a little bit of a mess, but he's still got huge momentum just in terms of how the army trades have been going. Units lost up in favor of Zerg is never something you want to see as the Terran player. Rogue is all over it right now. If Oliveira can bring this back, that would be very impressive. He needs to start 2-2 immediately. +2 attack does start. If he can start +2 armor as well, that will do a lot to close that upgrade gap. Attack is the most important, though. Marines getting flanked once again, surrounded by these Zerglings. Nice little counter attack. Marines in the top right, not being watched. Ooh, good Baneling hits there. I like the Widow Mines in the main base, but he's got to unburrow those if he really wants to find value here. And not really going to kill anything. A single drone. Widow Mine doesn't even end up unloading in the natural. And easy transfuses and cleanups in the main. Rogue is all over it. His work count still, I think, could be pushing a lot further, though. You can see that Rogue's macro is really not up to par. Feel like Rogue's fundamentals are not that great. His strategy is still excellent, though. And this is the Rogue effect, right? Is very, very good with like certain micro and little tricky strategies. Tried to do a spore trick there, didn't quite pull it off. But Oliveira is keeping up on his basics and he's recovering. Yes, he forgot +2 armor, but he's got a 4th command center building, 2nd factory's coming up, lots of Marines and mines. And I think you should wait for 2-2 before you hit a timing attack. Just A-moving right now seems like a crazy move, but there's so few Marines at home, it might just work. There's no medevacs here. There's no medevacs here. The depots don't raise. Oh my god, every single Marine was on the map. No medevacs at home. These Banelings chasing after the SCVs. What a disaster this is. And even without the 2-2 upgrade advantage, it does not matter if you've got a massive Ling Bane. Remember, Rogue didn't have a great income. That's because he was massing Ling Bane. That's why. He's going to cancel the 4th command center, which is massive. Liberators do come in on both sides. I love the Liberator control here, even repositioning out of the spore range. But can he even defend his 3rd base? There's going to be another wave hitting him. This time it's going to be 2-2 against 1-1. Liberator resieges. Queen trying to deal with it. Queen will go down, but so does the Liberator. Marines on the front side getting jumped on way too many units here. And that 3rd base is in jeopardy again. So much trouble on the Terran side of the map, and it feels like just too much momentum from early on. Rogue committing to a gas pool, Overlord speed, a bit of a weird build order, and Rogue, I think, tricked Oliveira. I think Oliveira was just as confused by the opening build order as I was, thought this must be some sort of crazy all-in, and when it turned out it wasn't, found himself on the back foot, no Hellions on the map, trying to make it work with an 8 Marine drop, which was super random, and then he just overcommitted to his triple drop. If he backed out after the initial trade with his triple drop, I think he would have been in a much better position, but he threw away way too many Marines in the early game. And Rogue with the 2-2 upgrade advantage is going to be unstoppable. Really nice play for Rogue. Such an oddball style, man. I want to see like 10 other games of Rogue practicing this build on this map, because I feel like he'd have many different transitions and ways they all play out. And I so want to learn like what the plan is in each different scenario, but might have to wait a little while before we see him do this build on this map again. Oliveira is going to lose map 1. Rogue ties up the series and takes us to game 3. All right, Oliveira just got a bit tricked up in that one. Losing the Reaper is such a disaster, because if you still have that Reaper, you can scout around a bit more. You know, go around past the Zerglings if they don't see you enter, see what's happening. But he got his Reaper surrounded, and that was just the beginning of the end, right? It's such a small thing, but it led to him then panicking, starting to build tanks. If he just started building Hellions and played a more normal opening, I think Oliveira would have been actually in a great spot, and I think we would have kind of seen the big downside to Rogue's Overlord speed follow-up, because I already really don't like the Ling speed opening there, guys. I think the Ling speed opening is already not worth it. I think you could kill 2 SCVs and you'd still be behind off that opening. I think it's better to go pool first with no gas. Like I think Dark's gasless opening or just going a slightly later gas about a minute 20 or a minute 30 is really good. So I'm a big believer that Rogue's build there, that's like a good, weird special trick. And I still don't know what the Overlord speed was for. Like, I guess in Rogue's mind, he thought Oliveira had some really cheeky build planned. And he's like, well, okay, I'm going to distract you with this. And then I'm going to scout your cheesy follow-up. Because I think you're going to go Battle Cruiser or something. Like, I just don't know. Yeah, like, unless you're worried about getting surprised by a Battle Cruiser or something, I'm a little confused about the Overlord speed, but definitely an odd opening for Rogue. Back in early Legacy, I remember everyone was all about that Overlord speed, but then we realized, you know, you can just scout with Overlords and Zerglings and usually get all the information you need. And the problem most players have with Overlord speed is, even if they see what they're fighting against, they're so far behind from having invested in early Ling speed and early Overlord speed, they end up in an awkward spot. I feel like my favorite Overlord speed builds have always been if in ZVP you're against someone who's not chronoing adepts across the map. If you know your opponent's very passive with their early adepts, you can actually like go Overlord speed and Skipling speed entirely was like an old build Cham used to do that I thought was really cool. Don't know if it works these days though, actually, because even if people don't chrono adepts, I feel like they still join 2 adepts up with the first Oracle. And that's like a big problem. But anyway, that's ZVP stuff we're talking about. Going a bit, you know, getting lost in the sauce, as they say. Talking about all sorts of random stuff. Rogue's like, I know there's a command center there. I'm not even going to check for it. Reaper's going to see if he can get some pickoffs. Ooh, there we go. Good micro for Rogue. He did build 6 Zerglings. I'm still not a believer in 6 Zerglings, guys. Should we bring back the 6 Zergling versus 4 Zergling rounds from 2022? It's been a couple of years. You guys remember my rivalry with Solar, where I was like, why are you building 6 Lings? Just build 4. And he's like, well, you lose Zerglings and if you don't build them. And I'm like, but you can have an extra drone. He's like, yeah, it's more important to not lose Zerglings. I'm like, no, it's not. He's like, well, you can get your creep tumor down faster with 6 Zerglings. We went back and forth for a while. Oh, dude, Oliveira doesn't get it. Rogue's happy with that. Yes, it's still a big delay on the hatchery, but he gets it. Snipes the Reaper, gets the hatchery down, doesn't lose the drone. And Oliveira, 2 games in a row, Reaper not doing well. I know it's a bit of a meme, but I'll always remember the day we did the show match where Clem played against Max Pax, Mana, and who else was it? It was 3 pro Protoss players playing Archon mode against Clem on his own. Just to see, like, could he keep up with them? And I remember we were kind of looking at it and going, oh, like the way it works. It was Harstem as well, wasn't it? It was Kev. Yeah, Kev played that as well. It was really fun. The meme was that, like, if Clem loses his first Reaper, he loses the game. And if he keeps the first Reaper alive, he wins the game. And it was like, in all of the games we played, it held true. And I was like, you know, it's not always the case, but definitely momentum is a thing. And having, like, the early scouting and the ability to poke is big. Not having the Reaper here to buffer against Queens makes it harder to poke in and out. Viking first. Ah, okay, so he's going to go Viking into Hyperflight Rotor's Banshees. Are we playing mech? Excuse me, good sir Oliveira. Are you playing Battle Mech? I think you might be, guys. 3cc into Viking to Clear Vision, into Speed Banshees. Very cute opening. And that's not just a fake an upgrade. If he was faking an upgrade, he'd just make the Raven upgrade. It's the cheapest interference matrix. Lair starts up in the main very early, 4:30 Lair. Rogue has no scouting, except for the fact that he knows these depots started pretty late. So he knows it's a 3 command center build because the depots didn't start until 4 minutes. That's all he knows. Viking's going to clean up that Overlord. But loses 2 Aliens and a Reaper for no real damage other than a few creep tumors. So far all good on the defense front. And Rogue building a Spore Crawler behind the natural. He's expecting Liberator because normally it's Viking into Lib. Wait, it's Speed Banshee into Barracks. Wow. You know, this map has pretty good dead space. You can poke around the edges quite well and be kind of annoying. And he's basically saying he's probably not even going to bother with Cloak. I think the idea is, look, it costs the same amount as Cloak, takes a similar time to upgrade. You might as well, you do this and you say, look, you're still going to build Spores and Overseers no matter what, because you're not expecting this. You're expecting there to be Cloak when you see Banshees. And then we're just going to be a bit more maneuverable, you know, just make it a bit faster. It's quite a bit faster. It's a big speed boost. If you've never played against Speed Banshees, especially as like Protoss, but as Zerg as well, the first time playing against them, you will be shocked at just how fast they are. You're like, oh my gosh, if you don't have flying units to keep up with them, they're a nightmare to keep track of. And remember, they are one of the highest damage units in the game. He's going to build a third Banshee as well, is it? Or is that just the second one? No, that is just the second. So just two. And the factory's getting ready to swap onto that tech lab. So he's going to build a new reactor with the starport. Factory builds a tech lab. 3 barracks going down. He's 8-raxing. He's 8-raxing. Speed Banshee into 8 racks. Oh, if he can deny scouting with a Hellion Banshee and just kind of make him think maybe it's mech, Rogue might overdrone. This is so clever from Oliveira, guys. He's 100% committed. He's already stopped SCV production. This is the last SCV he's going to build, I think. Oh, he queues up one more. I don't think we're going to see an armory. I think he's going to go all in. It's Lingbane for Rogue. Rogue has a great work account. Banshee's going to have to fly past it. Grabs 1, grabs 2. Oh, he already loses 1. Well, that was flaccid. Sorry, guys. I don't know any other word to describe what we just saw. He should have turned around and backed away. Oliveira's trying to force things. He tried to force things with the Reapers, tried to force things with his Hellions. Now he tried to force things with his Banshees, and he keeps paying a big price for it. He's trying to force things, man. This is the thing. You have to be aggressive as a Terran, but you have to also know when to pull back. Rogue sees everything. He sees the mass barracks. He knows he's getting 8-raxed. And Oliveira, he's done no damage. He's lost map control. He loses faith. Oliveira has lost faith. He builds a 4th command center, and he should go back to SCVs. He's got an armory now. I think he's going to go 2nd factory and SCV production any moment now. But no, he's not. Okay, he hasn't lost faith. He's still going for it. Okay, he's still going to commit to the 8 racks, sticking to the plan, sticking to his guns. But it's 80 workers Zerg, Rogue with Mass Lingbane. Now, the best way to play this, especially on this map with this watchtower, is to counterattack around the left side of the map. But look, Oliveira's watching for it with that Viking. The other thing you can do is you can send some lings around the back, break these, and come in from that left side. That's actually a very sneaky angle to counterattack, which is what I really love. Looks like Rogue, though, is just going to set up a big 3-way surround from the top left and the right. Be nice if he could go down somewhere else. Oh, he's going to expand down here. Wow, sneaky. Because he realizes that Oliveira is going to be very focused up the guts. And if he's focusing down the middle, you can go around the flanks. Now, it really feels like Oliveira, no 2-2 started. He now starts a 2nd factory, but he's still not building SCVs. I really feel like Oliveira has no clear path of what he's doing in this game. I know that might sound harsh, but you guys, give me an argument. What is he doing? He's not non-stop building Marines, and now he's gone back to SCVs, but he's taken like 2 minutes to do this. He's had a bad opening. It looked like he didn't have faith in his timing because he was going Armory and 4th Command Center, whereas I thought he was just going to go all in on 1-1. But he didn't start building SCVs for so long. I really feel like Oliveira has been a little bit kind of confused about what his goal is here. He can't fit all those Marines in there. He'll leave a few behind. Can he defend, though? Mass Lingbane counterattack coming in. Plenty of Marines and tanks are ready, but his 4th base is being blocked from landing. And it's interesting. He's going to expand to the left rather than the right. Not a bad call. Army in the middle is going to get jumped on. Rogue coming for the 3-way off, creeps around. Marines trying to pull away. They're trying to spread right now. The rest of his army is going to stim in from the other side, but his Marines a bit too clumped. The Banelings, though, off creep into the Marines. The Marines are smashing those Banelings, and that's a good fight for Oliveira. Even though the fight started good for Rogue, it was a big overcommitment, and it costs him massively. Rogue had momentum in this game. It's all gone now. It's all gone. Similar upgrade timing for both players. Once again, Rogue's 2-2, not that fast. Oliveira's is actually ahead. Ollie has a 4th command center and 70 workers. The problem is he's only got 8 barracks, 2 factories. Hasn't really started building anything other than Marines and tanks just yet. But here we go. Rogue's coming again. Deep on creep is Oliveira. Can Oliveira hold his Marines? We're not stimmed. Oh, no! The Marines get jumped on. Bad fight for Oliveira. He went too deep. The creep tumor here was massive, and he gets caught out. Both sides have now taken fights consecutively where they take a bad fight, and that makes the game messy. It makes it hard to read. Neither side is sure who's ahead or who's behind, and they both feel a little bit desperate to find some damage. Seeing this hatchery is going to make Oliveira's heart sink. He's going to realize, oh my gosh, how many bases do you actually have, dude? Of course, we know it is 6 bases, but only 80 workers. It's not like he's taken advantage of it yet. Hive's just started up. You're on 4th bases as Terran, which means you can keep up as the game goes on. Oliveira goes 5th command center. Vehicle plating. He's adding Marauders, so he did add Tech Labs, concussive shells. And Rogue, as that Hive comes in, Lurker Den, of course, is the play, as we expect from Captain Rogue. Double medevac Marines on that right side. He could start trying to deny this base and then also try to pressure the top left. Rogue's kind of ready for it, but the watchtower in the middle, such an annoying area. As long as Terran controls the watchtower, Zerg has a tough time on this map. Marines running forward. He's going to get a few Banes, maybe. It doesn't really get anything. Marines on the right side find those queens. Nice. I'd love to see a scan there. Banelings, focus fire. Good pickup. Only loses 1 or 2 Marines there. Super worth. Marines on the left side, though. Oh, he gets caught not looking. The Marines do pick up in time, but the tanks and Widowmines get wrecked without firing. That is a problem. Rogue jumping on top of his army. Rogue's playing a very high-risk style right now. He's fighting off creep. He's YOLOing on top of his army. He's trying to catch Oliveira out of position, and Oliveira is letting him get caught. Oliveira, you know, he keeps thinking this is a Zerg who's going to accept a defensive position like Solar or Serral would, but this is not a defensive Zerg. This is Rogue, man. This is a guy who's all about gambling. He's all about throwing the kitchen sink and forcing his opponent to make mistakes. SCVs going down on the right side of the Banelings. Other SCVs trying to run away. Big counterattack at the same time. Queens and Hydras trying to hold the line. Can Rogue hold on? Rogues, Banelings from the south, force the pickup. And it does force Oliveira back. Planetary does deny those Zerglings. Main base slowly getting Zerglings trickled into it. This command center burning down would be a tragedy. If he can save the command center with a lift, that would be huge. Widowmine Liberator slowly clearing things up. There is a drop in the bottom right side. Redrop on the left side as well. Oliveira, though, he's just got so few units at home. If he can get out of this, I will be so impressed. He did it on Oceanborn from a similar messy position. Can he do it again? Once again has to pick up. He could have actually fought those Hydras potentially. Hydras do not have muscular augments. That's something that he'll need to sort out. Oh, in the chaos, Rogue is hidden 6 Banelings off the right side of that mineral line. He does see the Marines in the medevacs. He's got to wait till Oliveira moves out, unburrow. You can ignore the Liberator, kill that whole mineral line. Marines on the left side, Oliveira staying active. Oliveira's looking for value, grabs a few drones, gets in, gets out. 10 drones in total have gone down in the last minute. This is kind of crazy. Units lost tab 4,000 in favor of Oliveira, but his economy took a massive hit. He's on 64 workers. His gas mining's kind of low. He has resumed gas mining now. Doesn't have gas on this base, but he does have it mostly mining. Yeah, he fixes it up on the 4th base. So 6 gas is mining for Ollie as he goes for the Ghost Academy, but already Lurker Den, +3 carapace, +1 range. It feels like right now Rogue is just a little further ahead, and he's got those pervert Zerglings, which is, I mean, I'm so happy that someone's bringing this back. I feel like no one at the very top level ever used pervert Zerglings consistently. Oh, the Baneling on Burrow came in. Oh, and he gets 7 workers. That's all, though. Okay, that's not too bad. He left 2 behind, though. He's going to come in again later. Dude, you sneaky bugger. He's going to go again. He's going to go again. He's going to go again. Oh, I don't know. He might wait for the base to saturate more. It's probably better. Wait a minute. Come in later when there's more SCVs to blow up. Burrowed Zergling denying this base. He's going to go for the gold instead. Rogue is all over him. The creep spread does need to re-spread on the map, though. That's where Rogue is maybe a little lacking. Hydra's on the left. I think they just got a medevac. 3-3 upgrades are on the way for Terran. That Widowmine is blocking the command center land. He's got to move that out of the way. Command center's going to land. He's going to try and upgrade that planetary. Those 2 Banelings still waiting. Got to keep my eye on those guys. I got to keep my eye on those Banelings, dude. I really want to see what happens to those. Liberator on the right side, distracting. Very nicely done. There they go. Banelings. Banelings coming in. Banelings coming in. 6 SCVs, not bad. Very frustrating. This is jolting. Psychologically intimidating as well. When Banelings keep just popping up out of the ground inside your base, it's not something you're used to dealing with, and it's very frustrating. Look at that. Overlord tries to sneak by. He's going to need to build a turret here, and he's going to need to do it on both sides. Otherwise, these Nyduses are going to keep getting in. Hey, what's the Lurker count? No Lurkers up just yet. Nydus Worm is on the way. Those burrowed Zerglings giving so much vision, so much information for Rogue. Oliveira saw it with the Sensor Tower. Really good notice. The Sensor Tower on the top left is how he knew about that Overlord. And he is very aware that Nydus Worm Lurker is Rogue's big winning play. He knows he's got to be ready for that. You always have an extra part of your brain dedicated to Nydus denial when you're playing Rogue. Because Rogue has been Nydusing backdoors of his opponents for his entire career. He has been sneaking victories when he's way behind. He's been crushing opponents that he's already dominating. He's been finishing off games where he's ahead. You know, there's so many times he's done these great things. That turret placement's bad. Should be on the very edge. Hopefully he sees it. Oliveira, don't just die to one Nydus. He does react. SCVs, Ghost and Attack, trying to pull back. There's nothing inside. Attack on the right side is the real attack. Banelings are going to come in. Nice move here for Rogue. He's going to blow that planetary up. Get a bunch of SCVs as well. 14 SCVs and a planetary. And there is a new command center building behind it, though, so Oliveira can float a new one in momentarily. Nydus Worm in the main does not manage to get up, but that Overlord is still down there. Until he gets turrets down here on the edge, they're going to keep coming in. And this is why 2 or 3 turrets there, 2 or 3 turrets here, send a Viking or a Ghost to snipe this Overlord, and then you can clean things up. Oh, he just unburrowed the Zergling and ran it into his base, guys. He's going to use that to spot for more Nydus Worms. Oh, Nydus Worm goes up. Oliveira's trying to push the middle, but that's a lot of lurkers. He does clear the creep. He's got to pull back. He's got to pull back right now. He's distracted. Rogue's keeping him distracted. Oh, no. You have to lock yourself down against the Nydus Worms. Oh, no. I think this might just be a game-winning move because he's got Lings on the right side, denying a command center there. Lurkers in the back. The Liberators are there, though. The Liberators have been very efficient at cleaning this up. That command center didn't die. Gas goes down. Snipes plus libs. Snipes plus libs doing very... Dude, the Lurkers are getting hammered. Rogue should have evacuated, I think. I think these moves might actually be negative. Remember, Oliveira cleaned up on Oceanborn and actually won the game from there. Yeah, he runs away now. But he lost a lot of Lurkers. He kills a Barracks, a Reactor, 2 gases, and a bit of mining time. He loses 12 Lurkers. Cost for cost, that's good for Oliveira. Oliveira's ahead 7,000 resources. Tank in the main, covering most of these angles, but he's still not dealing with the spotters. And that's a huge problem, guys. It's a huge problem. Banelings on the left. Banelings on the left. Another massive Baneling wave. Okay, Rogue's on 87 workers. Rogue's realized he doesn't need to play efficiently. He's right now throwing money at his opponent. And this is the right way to play. The man is bringing out that black Amex card. You guys know what I'm talking about. The man is right now... He's just going to overwhelm Oliveira with sheer numbers. He's like, dude, I can throw the kitchen sink at you. Like I can do whatever I want. Nydus here, Nydus there, Nydus everywhere. Nydus in the front, Nydus in the back, mate. I am going to simultaneously enter every single avenue of approach into your base I can. Oliveira says, screw that. I'm going to go kill you. I don't know if that's a good move on Creep Man against Mass Hydra Bane. Good spready, though. Dude, beautiful spready for Oliveira. I don't know if this is the fight for Rogue. The Ghost spreading back so nicely, but the Libs did get taken down by the Hydras. Nydus Worm did go down on the other side. Looks like nothing popped out of there. I think he was so distracted by the army on the front that Rogue didn't focus on. He's going to throw up 2 more Nydus Worms. There is a tank in range. Should be able to deal with that. Bio Ghost trying to pull back right now. Dude, Oliveira's on 5 base, but he's only on 58 workers. Remember, actually, that 5th base is only now rebuilding. He has no spare command centers. Bio cleaning up the Nydus Worms. Remember, every Nydus Worm that goes down is 150 resources lost. 11,000 resources behind. Remember, guys, Rogue's late game has 0 finesse. We've watched a lot of Rogue's late game in the last 6 months since he's been back from the military. He's very clever. He's very good, but it is a overwhelming, inefficient style. I'm not saying that's bad. Serral tries to beat his Terran opponents with efficiency. Most Zergs do what Rogue does, which is we try to get a big economy and smother the Terran with numbers. But if Oliveira can keep hanging on, this will bode well for him in the long run because you're going to mine out faster as Rogue. And Rogue is not mining forward bases. Something that players have been really good about adding to their play in the last few years is mining out forward bases. Yes, Rogue took... This one is the exception because he took this very early, but he should be trying to mine this top left base and this purple gas base as well. I don't think you can ever mine this one, but if you can steal these middle bases away from Oliveira, it's going to give you longevity in this game that is otherwise incredibly inefficient. Hydra Bane coming forward. The Bio Ghost pulling back. The numbers are crazy. It looks like we're watching Shin right now. A Ragnarok of Banelings advancing upon the Terran. The Marauders and the Ghosts hold the line. One of those medevacs accidentally loading up Ghosts. He does defend, but at the same time, he says distraction in the front door, Nydus in the back door. It's the classic 2-pronged Rogue special, but it's not enough. He's now 14,000 resources behind the units lost. The Overlord's going down. More Nydus Worms coming up. But Rogue is going to run out of steam if he keeps this up. Rogue needs to make it happen, and he needs to make it happen soon with this level of efficiency. I say soon. Next 25 minutes is when he's going to start running out of resources really badly. Now, don't get me wrong. He's still in a good position economically, map control-wise, a very good position. And if you can deny this base... That could be amazing, because that's really going to slow down the Terran. 5 Marine drop on the top left for Oliveira. Oliveira fighting for the Watchtower with a Marauder and a Widowmine, a few Marines and Ghosts as well. Very important to fight for the Watchtower. Nuke harass! Nuke harass! He's got Cloak Ghost Nuke harass, but we've also got Lurker harassment coming. Unfortunately, the Lurker is bugging out because he misclicked it slightly on the low ground. Oh no! Marine drop on that left side though. Dude, the chaos is getting big. The nuke though. Rogue saw it. He pulled his units away. Liberators on the right side, both deep in the red. They're running around. Lurker gets a nice evacuation. Marauder, though, with the concussive, will slow it down. Marines redropping on the left side. Oliveira is putting on heavy pressure right now. Oliveira is taking back the driver's seat in this game. Beautiful spreadies from Rogue, though. Beautiful spreadies. But wait, does get a nice shot there, getting a few Banelings and pushing him back. Liberators, I believe, have gone down on the right side. This Ghost is still just attacking. It's on auto attack right now. The Lurkers, the Hydras, the Banes trying to defend. The Liberators are a little bit awkward because they are just over there to the left side, but so are the Widowmines. You don't want to fight in this middle area as the Zerg. And right now, Rogue finds himself up against a wall. It's mass Bio Ghost, a few Libs, 20 Widowmines on this map. Maybe too many. He's got them scattered everywhere. The problem is, once you leave a Widowmine somewhere, it's really hard to remember to come back and kind of grab that later on. Burrowed Zergling still giving great vision. I love the Pervert Zerglings for Rogue. Such a good move that no one really uses lately. Nice scan, though. Sorry, those Lurkers are getting jumped on. I didn't think he was going to fight it straight away. Good unburrow and retreat. Lurkers are behind the planetary, though, at the same time in the middle of the map. Hydras and Vipers going to abduct, get rid of the mines and the libs in the middle of the map. Beautiful move there. And those two Lurkers do go down on that side as well. Looks like they were maybe just in turret range. New Nydus Worm comes up off the back of that Pervert Zergling. Going to get more damage. How do you deal with this level of chaos? You counterattack. You say, there's no way a Zerg can do this much to me without leaving themselves open to the counterattack. And that's why every time he gets caught out a little, Oliveira calmly sends a few units to deal with it and then comes back. Dude, did he get the medevacs out? He did. But the Widow Mines just got cleaned up as well. Looks like they did get some good shots off, though, before they went down. 17,000 resources more efficient. Rogue still has bank, but he's down 10 workers. He's lost one of these middle bases. He never mined out the top left base. This base will eventually be running low. His gold base is getting nuke harassed, which is more of a distraction than anything else. And a planetary is getting out. If he can deny this planetary, Oliveira may run out of money first, because Oliveira just has access to so few bases. It's okay to be inefficient if you deny that bottom right. If you don't deny it, though, it's going to be a problem. New clans, gets a few drones on the edge of the base, but that's about it. Right now, we have 14 Lurkers. Now, remember, guys, what is Rogue's secret to late game? People will say things like, don't make more than 8 Lurkers or 10 Lurkers or 12 Lurkers. If you ask Rogue what's the right number of Lurkers to build, he'll say 37. Unironically, he'll look you in the eye and say 37 Lurkers. The man is a mad lad. He's just going to keep making Lurkers and be like, shove 40 Lurkers on base. And it's actually so many, often Terran gets caught out without enough snipes. And they're like, well, it's okay, I've got a few libs. He abducts the Liberators, kills them all, and it's like, oh god, I actually can't deal with 40 Lurkers. Like he might just add to that Lurk count. He's already got 17, which is a pretty damn high number. This game getting crazy right now. Units lost tab, 15,000 in favor of Terran. Nydus in the main again. Widowmine and Tank in the main, not covering that. 2 new Nydus Worms, man. He doesn't have anything popping out of the production. That Tank's not moving to deal with it. I mean, you could argue these moves are inefficient, but as always, it's only if he doesn't find other value. I'd love that planetary to repair up there. All right, first Widowmine shot gets big splash. Tank in the back's doing some really good damage as well. That Tank pre-sieged is actually doing good damage, but a lot of bio takes big damage to the Lurkers on the left side. Where are the libs? There's no libs. And the Lings are going to come past to join this. Mass Hydra, Ling Bane on the right side as well. Ling Bane's going to clear up the command center and the other 2 building command centers, which is massive at the same time. Lurkers are on the high ground doing huge damage. Orbital's going to go down. This is it. This is it, guys. He's going to counterattack. Oliveira's like, screw you. But the Nydus is unload. The Nydus is unload. That's a clutch move. Oliveira needs to back away from the front now. He's still busy putting out fires there because there's still a pack of Lurkers in his main base. He's trying to deal with the Zerglings. 3-3 against 3-3 right now. The bio medevac barely wins out, but only barely. His production is ransacked. His production is pretty much gone. He did lose his 5th base down the bottom and those 2 command centers that were building next to it. Rogue just dealt a potentially killing blow to Oliveira. Oliveira has more money than Rogue. Rogue literally just blew his last load. He just spent his last wad of cash on this attack. If this did not work, he would be screwed. Look at how much money Oliveira has, but he has no way to spend it, and he just lost his most important part of his income. This was super worth it. Rogue has literally just been throwing money at Oliveira and damaging, bruising, but not finding the killing blow until now. He just killed almost all of his barracks. He could have lifted those buildings and got them out of there, but he was so busy multitasking, he didn't do it. He has 1 barracks, 1 factory, 2 starports. He's trying to build 3 more barracks and a command center. Oliveira needs to be so efficient with his standing units, or he is screwed. He's also only got 3 orbitals, which means dealing with Lurkers is a conundrum. Widowmine only gets the splash damage, 40 damage there. Liberator's not back here. There we go. Liberator will siege on it. Depot's going down as well. Oliveira's no longer got max supply available. Remember, he already lost an orbital. He cannot afford to lose this one. Oliveira, the stress of the Lurker Knight is getting to him. He's going to lose another orbital. No! He starts lifting it off, but it dies mid-animation. And look at that. He's going to attack the right side as well. Rogue is just overwhelming. Oliveira played such a good game for so long. Oh, my lord. That Hellion got a massive shot. 16 drones do go down. But you know what? The command center goes down for Oliveira as well. Still very close supply right now in the army. Rogue is a little ahead on the army supply. But if you can defend really efficiently, maybe Oliveira could do something. He's got a few more barracks back up behind this. The Hydra Lurker is going to bust through that planetary very hard. At the same time on the front, Ling Bane's trying to run into the bio. Can they kill the ghost? Big Bailing hits. He takes out like 6 ghosts. Great Banelink connections there for Rogue, who's now going to burrow Lurkers on top of Biomine. Not the best move. The Lib Mine will clear that up. Those Lurkers very wasteful, unfortunately. Too much multitasking on both sides. Accidentally burrowing his Hydras. He unburrows them and burrows the Lurkers, the unit that he intended to burrow initially. The attack on the front is still there. Rogue is only up 5 army supply. Dude, if you can get in here, take out these Nydus Worms, perhaps this could be big. The Lings coming forward. Lings on their own. Can they deal with these Marauders and Ghosts? The Marauders and Ghosts have so much repair going, but the Liberators slowly getting cleaned up by those Hydras. And the Hydras take them out and win the fight. Planetary's over on the right. There's a few minerals that could mine on the left, but only 11 workers against 52. Income tab shows us that Rogue still has income. It's not a healthy income, but compared to Oliveira's non-existent income, it is exactly what you need. He takes that out. You've still got this base mining there, a few gold patches there, and the odd mineral patch here or there that could be mined. Oliveira has been efficient. He is still 13,000 resources more efficient, even after losing his entire main base. But he needs more than efficiency. He needs a winning fight, and he needs it now. He's got no income. It's now or never. It's going to come down to this. The Widow Mines scatter the Zerglings. The Lurkers burrow. He does not have an answer to that many Lurkers. Oliveira can roam the map, but he cannot punch through that many Lurkers. 3 Vipers are on the way as well. Once those Vipers come out, if they can start abducting the Libs, parasitic bombing the medevacs, it will end Oliveira. He's going to float another command center out. He's trying to just like mine with whatever he can. Drop some mules here or there. Could also help out, but of course he needs to save energy for scans. And don't get me wrong, there's not a huge amount of minerals left for Rogue. Is there a way to come back in the macro game? I mean, that income looks terrible, but if Rogue can't secure another base, maybe? Oliveira's up in army supply technically. The Lurker counts, of course, horrible though. Drones are going to migrate to this top left base, just long distance mine for now. Marine drop will find that. Burrowed Zergling still giving so much information, not to mention the Nydus Worms in the main and the natural. Rogue has a free pass to his base whenever he wants it. It's the Vipers, though, that I really worry about for Oliveira. I think these Vipers, they're all max energy now. He almost killed his own hatchery, sucking that energy. Yeah, man, what a game. Oliveira played so good in his counter. I love the way he kind of fought fire with fire. Because like most players just try to sit at home and turtle and just absorb the Nydus Worms and just play as super patient. But Oliveira tried to fight fire with fire. Unfortunately, it was just that last big mass Nydus Lurker came out and just didn't have the answer for it at that moment, dude. So the Mass Overseer here, I'm not sure when he made the Mass Overseer, guys, but the idea is you can spam changelings and send it in constantly. You can also put these on Oversight, the pervert extra vision mode above your Lurkers, and it's very hard to click on the Lurkers to snipe them. Oh, a Viper actually goes down. Dude. Okay, the medevac does go down, but amazing that he even managed to get a Viper kill there. Normally that's just a free kill for the Zerg. Beautiful play. Gonna take this top left base, knowing that's one of the fresh ones. Gold base is now mining, but Rogue, of course, with 48 workers, so much more mining potential against the 20 workers that have rebuilt of Oliveira. Oliveira is now behind 30 army supply. Base snipe is big, but remember those Vipers coming. Saves most of the Marauders. One of them will get caught. It's going to come over to that side. Oh, actually the Marauder gets out. SCV's trying to long distance mine. Burrowed Zergling in position. Can he defend this ramp? The Vipers are the problem. EMP or snipe on those Vipers could be game changing. If he can't land it, I think Rogue's going to overwhelm him. Rogue has the numbers. He's got the siege units. The Oversight on top gives him extra vision, gives him detection, and well, it's not positioned right now very well, so it's not really going to stop him sniping. When he's in a ball, if you put them just a bit below the Lurkers, that's what makes it hard to click on. Right now, they're only blocking the snipe on those top Lurkers. Gosar there. Looks like Rogue's happy to take a few snipes. Changeling's coming forward, going to make it give him good vision. Abducting Ghost into Lurkers and abducting the Liberator. He does lose one of the Vipers, but that's for like, what, 3 Ghosts and a Liberator? Beautiful, beautiful trades. The power of the Changelings to give vision so that he could cast the spells very easily from afar. Beautiful play by Rogue. And this looks like it's going to put Oliveira in the grave. What a fun series this was. And as I've been saying, that like, people are like, Mass Overseer is broken. I'm like, look, if the game slows down and goes long enough, it's a really good way of just getting vision and making it very hard for your opponent to deny vision unless they spend a crazy amount of APM compared to the small amount that you have to spend. But Rogue has shown, once that game slows down enough, he will Mass Overseers, he will get that vision, and he will find a way in. And you know what? I relate to the style he plays because I don't have the finesse to play that sterile, patient, efficient style versus Terran in late game, where he's just like sitting there and methodically like mining out the forward bases and waiting for the Terran to mess up so we can take a good fight. I relate to Rogue Star, which is throwing crap at your opponent until something sticks. And my god, did he do it. Even at the end of the game, down 14,000 resources, the unit's lost. It doesn't matter. If you lose 69,000 resources and you still win the game, you still won that game. GG, well played, Rogue. Gets the 2-1 and goes to the next round.